All right. So we got an announcement since, Batman's kind of a thing. It came out today, officially. Yeah. So we've been getting a lot of new Bat-centric news, obviously, for a lot of the videos, for a lot of content, a lot of Bat-centric videos. And yeah, not that I'm complaining, I'm really excited for The Batman. I'm really excited for that movie. Now, here's the thing, is that they've announced, a while back they announced a Penguin TV show. A TV show about Colin Farrell's Penguin, which I'm really excited for. Penguin's my favorite Batman villain, so I'm really excited for that. I think they also announced that there was going to be a Gotham Pd show. I think that was the first thing that got announced. That was going to focus more on the first year of Batman. I haven't heard anything about that yet, so I don't know if that's still a thing or not. But yeah, the definite one is the Penguin TV show. But now we have a second, or third, if that GCPD show is still going, a third Batman show. We're getting a third Batman show centered in this universe. And I like it, too, because it's kind of like Warner Brothers took a page out of Star Wars and went, we can do this game, too. We can make shows out of movies, too, motherfucker. I mean, look at Peacemaker, obviously. So, yeah. This is a Arkham Asylum TV show. We've had Arkham, admittedly, we've had Arkham in other TV shows. We've had Arkham as a supporting area in other shows and movies. But we've never really had Arkham as a central focal point. Has anyone else noticed that? Like really, no. Tell me the last time Arkham Asylum was a major point of focus in a Batman-centric anything. And you can't say Batman Begins because it was literally just there to be an environment. It was literally, that wasn't a focal point. Like, a whole Batman movie centered around Arkham. It was just a place to go, really. So, yeah, Arkham Asylum, outside of one or two things in Batman Begins, and even then that's arguable, is that Arkham Asylum, one of Batman's most major points ever. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen... obviously, The Batman just came out, and I haven't seen it yet. So, as of this recording, I don't know how much of a role Arkham Asylum is going to play in there. But as it stands, Batman has not had a lot of... Batman movies have not really had a lot of Arkham stuff. So, to have an entire TV show centered around Arkham Asylum is really cool. Here's the thing, though. What character are we going to focus on? That's the big question, is what characters are we going to focus on? Now, I do have a theory, and this show just got announced, so there's not a lot to go on. But I think the theory is that it's going to do the time jump thing. It's going to do something in the past, and then we're going to go back to present time. Now, what's that past you may be thinking of? I think it's going to be the foundation of Arkham. I think they're going to take a lot of Grant Morrison's Arkham Asylum comic. If you guys know, the Grant Morrison, David McKean book, where the story is, it focuses on Amadeus Arkham creating Arkham Asylum. And it's a lot of mysticism and magic, and it's weird, it's fun. But I think that's what the case is. I think, if we do the whole back... At least that's how I would do it, is, we go back to the past and we focus on what Amadeus Arkham would lead to him creating Arkham Asylum and him being eventually locked up in his own asylum. So, that'd be really cool. I think that might be the way they might go. But now we focus on the present. Now, obviously, there's a lot of characters you can focus on in the present. And I'm talking about staff. Now, we could have a new character, we could have others, but I think we all know what character we're probably going to focus on, right? We all know. Do I need to say her name? It's Harleen Quinzel. It's probably more than likely going to be Harleen Quinzel before she becomes Harley Quinn. And honestly, that's not bad. Now, admittedly, the other character you could focus on is Hugo Strange, but obviously, I think Hugo Strange is going to be in the show one way or another. And admittedly, you can make the argument that Hugo Strange could be our focal, like our character we're following around, because yeah, he's another character who went to Arkham Asylum and eventually got locked up in it too. So I think that's a possibility that Hugo Strange is there, but I think we all kind of know it might be Harleen. It might be Harley Quinzel before she becomes Harley Quinn, and we might see Joker at some point. And there are other characters you can bring in here. Like, we don't know what's going on with Jonathan Crane. We could see that, and this is still in a Batman universe. It's still year 2, so we don't know what villains have come out of the shadows yet. So we could see Jonathan Crane here. We could pre-Scarecrow. We might see Lockup before he becomes. I think it's Aaron Cat. His name was Aaron Cash, but yeah, Lockup is another one we could see. We might see. Actually, this is one character I think would be kind of fun to see in the show. I think this would be kind of a cool character to have in the show, and it's like a deep cut. Dr. Ruth Adams. Now, if you don't know who Ruth Adams is, she was a psychiatrist who was treating a lot of the Arkham inmates in Batman Arkham Asylum, the Grant Morrison comic I was referring to earlier. I think she'd be a lot of fun to have in here. I think, yeah, Ruth Adams would be really cool. Dr. Adams would be really cool. Now, as for Batman villains, it's a menagerie of Batman villains you could have in here. Obviously, Victor Zsasz is one. The Ventriloquist. You could have Killer Croc. It's just a multitude of villains we could see in here. Like, that's the thing I think, like, because if anything, like, ask yourself, what 2 characters have the best rogues gallery in comics? It's Spider-Man and Batman, obviously. So you're basically like, and you could say, oh, but that's what they did in Gotham, is basically make it a villain TV show. Did anyone fucking complain when they did? Like, when they just decided, I think that's a lot of people say when Gotham got really good was when they dropped the pretense of trying to be like a gritty, realistic cop drama, because they were failing miserably at it, so they were just like, screw it, just make it a villain show. And that's when everyone says it got better, was when it went full tilt. So, yeah. And now you have a now imagine that premise, but done with a bigger budget and set in a universe where Batman is out there and will probably show up in the show. So that I think that's a really cool idea for an Arkham TV show. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Now, again, like, it could be Harleen. I'm just saying it could be Harleen. It could be Hugo Strange in here. I do think Hugo Strange is probably going to show up in here. Now, and the other character, and this is another character we could see as our main character in the show, is Jeremiah Arkham. So that's the other one, Jeremiah Arkham, the great-great-grandnephew of, or descendant of Amadeus Arkham. We could get him. We could also get, as a deep cut to the game, we could get Warden Sharp. We could get him. But that's the other thing, is that we could get Arkham in here, like Jeremiah Arkham as our main character. Like, he inherits the Arkham name, like, he gets the Arkham Asylum, like, inherits it, and becomes the new head of Arkham Asylum, and is like, no, I'm going to completely change everything. For years, the mentally unstable have languished in, poverty and terrible conditions, and I'm going to change that. And eventually we see him kind of, like, slide down this hill of just insanity, down, and just keep going down and down into this, like, just realm of complete madness. And for those who don't know, he did become in Pre-52, in the Pre-52 continuity, he did become a second version of the Black Mask. Yeah, he did become Black Mask in because Roman Sionis had died, so he became the second one. Why am I putting out 4 fingers? The second one. And yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see him do that. But then again, like, I think Roman Sionis is probably going to be in the movie anyway, so in this continuity anyway. But yeah, it also, like, maybe this is like how we get the door open for, like, less realistic characters in here. Like, maybe it'd be kind of fun, like, this is how we do less than realistic Batman villains, like have fucking a Poison Ivy show up using plant powers, or Mr. Freeze in the ice suit. Yeah, this could also be like how we get, like, if this Batman trilogy can, if they, because they are talking about like making it a Batman trilogy. This could be how we get the door open for other villains. Like, again, it kind of take that page out of the MCU where the TV shows do connect with the movies. So you could do that theoretically here, and that also gives more people to want to watch HBO Max. Like, hey, if you want to see what happens more in this Gotham universe, go get HBO Max, because good lord, it needs it. And this is coming from a guy who actually likes HBO Max as a streaming site. So that's kind of like, I think that'd be a real, like, this is what you call synergy right there. Anyway, so I'm excited. I'm interested in this. I think I'm more excited for the Penguin TV show because, again, Penguin's my favorite Batman villain, and yeah, I'm just kind of wondering who could show up, because we could get we could actually get Professor Pig. Like, that's the one I thought. Like, I just thought of. Oh yeah, we could totally get Professor Pig or the Flamingo, and and those who are not initiated in the Grant Morrison Batman run, you're probably thinking, the Flamingo, okay, that sounds so scary. And it's like that meme of, like, those who don't know, and those who know. Like, yeah, those who know the Flamingo are like, oh god, they could do that. Yeah, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this new Arkham Asylum TV show? Are you guys excited, or are you guys not? And what Batman characters would you like to see as both the staff, and who could we focus on, and what villains you'd love to see in here? Just comment below, let me know, and if you haven't already, or you're new here subscribing, just hit the link below. If you want to get more exclusive content, hit the link below to my Patreon. And if you hit the 4th tier, you can not only check out the exclusive content, that's also where my review for The Batman is going to be, so just FYI. And again, if you hit the 4th tier, not only do you get all the, like, reviews and other extra content that is on that channel, on my Patreon, you can also send a link to, not send a link, but send me a message, to send a request for a video for me to do here on YouTube. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.